You know, there's a specific kind of silence you actually want in a conference room. It's not the silence of no one talking. It's the silence of audio equipment that isn't humming or buzzing or just generally distorting everything.
Oh, yeah, that distinction is huge. It's really the difference between hearing the presenter and, well, hearing the speaker system itself.
Exactly. And that is our mission for today's deep dive. We are digging into some product literature on Kramer Power amplifier products to see what's actually under the hood. And I mean, honestly, my first takeaway was that I've totally been underestimating what an amplifier actually does. I kind of thought it was just a big volume knob.
Most people do, honestly. But if you look at the specs we have here, Kramer really frames their gear around sound reinforcement and signal distribution. It's not just making things louder, it's about maintaining the absolute integrity of the signal.
Which brings us to a term that kept popping up in the reading, which is coloration. Now, to the average person, colorful sounds positive, right? But here, they treat it like a dirty word.
Yeah, in high-end audio, color is basically just a euphemism for distortion. It means the hardware is adding its own personality to the sound, like maybe boosting the bass too much
Or just muddling the high frequency.
Right, exactly. The source material emphasizes high-quality audio performance, which is really just industry code for wire with gain.
So the goal of these Kramer amps is essentially invisibility.
Transparency, yeah. Whether it's a tiny huddle room or a massive auditorium, the amp needs to take the input signal and make it bigger without changing its fundamental character. Basically, if you notice the amp, it's failing.
That's a pretty high bar. But here is something I struggle with. I've got a perfectly good receiver in my living room. Why can't a business owner just buy one of those from a big box store and stick it in their ceiling rack?
I mean, you could do that, but you'd probably be replacing it in about 3 months.
Really? 3 months?
Oh, yeah. This is the robust and reliable construction point the documents really hammer home. Home gear is designed for dynamic usage. You watch a 2-hour movie, there are quiet parts, maybe some loud explosions.
Right, so it gets a break.
Exactly. Commercial gear, like these Kramer units, they face the grind. They might be running background music or paging systems at a constant voltage for 14 hours a day, every single day.
So a home receiver would basically just melt.
It would totally overheat and fail. These commercial amps are engineered for serious heat dissipation and continuous power handling. It's the difference between a sprinter and a marathon runner.
Okay, that makes sense. But they aren't just dumb bricks of metal either, right? I was honestly surprised by how much computer stuff is packed inside them. The connectivity and control section reads way more like an IT manual than an audio guide.
Welcome to the modern AV landscape. The real brains here is the DSP, the digital signal processing.
Which does what exactly? Like in plain English for us.
Think of it as a tailor for the sound. The DSP lets you apply EQ to fix bad room acoustics, add delays, so speakers in the back of the room fire at the precise right time.
Oh, so there isn't that weird echo.
Right. And you can even use compression to protect the speakers from blowing out. It shapes the audio digitally before it ever even gets amplified.
And the control ports, I saw RS-232 and Ethernet listed in the specs.
That is so the amp can actually talk to the building network. It allows it to integrate with those complex matrix switchers or AV over IP systems we see in other Kramer setups.
Ah, so IT can monitor it remotely. Like if it does somehow overheat, it sends an email instead of just starting to smoke.
Ideally, yes. That's exactly the point.
That's reassuring. Now, despite all this industrial grind talk, there's one soft skill in the documents, the safety net idea.
You mean the support structure they offer?
Yeah. I mean, free USA shippings is nice, but free lifetime tech support really stood out to me.
Oh.
In the tech world, lifetime usually means, well, until we release the next version.
True, but Kramer seems to use the literal definition here. It really signals that this isn't disposable tech.
Yeah.
If you're installing this in a university or a hospital, knowing you have a real human to call 5 years down the line is a massive part of the value proposition.
So pulling this all together, we aren't just looking at a box that makes noise. We are looking at a transparent, heavy-duty engine that's smart enough to correct room acoustics and talk to the network, and it's backed by a real lifetime safety net.
That is a perfect synthesis. It's really the invisible infrastructure of communication.
Here's a thought to leave you with. Next time you are in an airport or a theater and the announcement is crystal clear, don't just look at the speakers. Ask yourself, is it just good speakers, or is it the invisible, colorless work of the amplifier doing all the heavy lifting in the dark?